2020 has been one of the most divisive and unpredictable election in years. Initially, 28 Democratic contenders took it upon themselves to take on President Donald Trump, including 6 women, an openly gay candidate and 2 billionaires. The race finally narrowed down to Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. Since then, the country has witnessed racial unrest, violence, a public health emergency, and desperate attempts to maintain or change the status quo. Here's a report.
Biden is soft and weak and too scared to be president. He doesn't want to be president, let's face it.
You know, but most of all, who knows us?
Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden had a disappointing start in Iowa caucuses and New Hampshire primary. His fate changed when African Americans started supporting him in large numbers. Biden's performance in South Carolina made a number of his rivals drop out of the race immediately. In the 2016 presidential election, Bernie Sanders refused to concede to Hillary Clinton until the party's national convention. This year, Sanders dropped out of the race in early April, making way for his competitor Joe Biden to focus on the general election. Biden tried to include progressive voices in his campaign.
And I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin.
During one of his daily briefings on COVID-19, Trump suggested that injecting bleach into the human body could eliminate the virus.
Right, and then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute.
This was a time when the world had already shut down due to the pandemic, and the death toll in the United States was inching towards the 50,000 mark. During the first presidential debate, Trump said that he was only being sarcastic. Washington was one of several cities where people held peaceful protests in the aftermath of the custodial killing of George Floyd. US Park Police and National Guard troops clad in riot gear used tear gas to disperse Black Lives Matter protesters from a park outside the White House. Moments later, Trump walked to the historic St. John's Church. He posed for a photo holding up a copy of the Bible. The image continues to haunt the Trump campaign.
Your next Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. Kamala, the floor is yours.
Joe Biden picked his former rival Kamala Harris as his running mate, a choice that many call safe and practical. Harris energized the Democratic base as she brought in big bucks from women, Californians, and all those who had earlier refrained from donating to the Biden campaign. Harris proved herself to be everything that the Biden campaign needed.
Please be seated. No.
The worst nightmares of liberals in the United States came alive when Justice Ginsburg died due to cancer. With her demise, a seat on the Supreme Court bench fell vacant. This unleashed a series of political theatrics that had never been witnessed in the history of the United States. Trump took the opportunity of a lifetime and appointed a conservative judge, Amy Coney Barrett, to the Supreme Court.
I'm not going to answer the question.
American voters and the world witnessed a shouting match in the name of the first presidential debate. The two candidates talked over each other and launched personal attacks. Trump did not even spare the moderator, Chris Wallace. Voters called the debate an embarrassing portrayal of the country's democracy. After downplaying the COVID-19 threat and holding crowded in-person rallies, Trump and a number of his aides contracted the virus. COVID-19, which was overshadowed by the Supreme Court row, became a central election theme all over again. Trump's diagnosis of COVID-19 kept him off the campaign trail for 10 days and did irreversible damage to his image. US election desk WION World is One.